It's
Okay, guys. So today's session is about billing. Yeah, in billing and quantity takeoff, module one. Okay. So
yes,
what IS 1200 said, methods of measurement of the building and civil engineering work. Okay. So what IS 1200 measurement rules? So definition, general rules, student standard units, virtual example और practical QA session के साथ हम उसको करेंगे.
okay,
So, what are the learning objective for IS 1200 methods of measurement? So, after studying the handout, you will get define IS 1200 and its purpose. Okay. So, identify common measurement units used in construction, understand deductions and measurement methods, explain why standard measurement standards are needed, measure basic item, earthwork, concrete, masonry, plaster, formwork. Solve
yeah,
simply quantity takeoff problems from drawing. Okay. So this is a very basic process, manual process we are currently using for BOQ calculation. So that is the first of all we need to understand what our IS code says. So what is IS? Which IS code we are referring to is IS 1200. So IS
yeah,
1200 is the Indian standard for the method of measurement, building and civil engineering work. It tells engineer, quantity surveyors, and billing staff how to measure construction item in consistent and fair way. So used
yeah,
across billing life cycle is estimates, BOQ preparation, RA bills, final bills, and cost checking. Different agencies may follow different internal procedures. So
yeah,
IS 1200 established one common measurement language across all of them. Yes, because if other organization or multiple stakeholders calculating the BOQ for one project, and that creates confusion, and that will be the very much chaos for that particular BOQ work. So IS 1200 gives us that uniformity and guidelines for the BOQ calculation. Okay. So first thing, how and why it is important. So first thing is the uniform measurement. Okay. So that will be the give. Every quantity is measured in uniform measurement unit, and that will be measured in every stakeholder which is measure that particular quantity in same unit. It is not like that मैंने मीटर स्क्वायर में किया है आप मीटर क्यूब में करो. It is not like that. So आपको same unit uniform रखना पड़ेगा. Then fewer disputes. Of course सब चीजें यूनिफॉर्म रहेंगी तभी आपको क्या रहेगा, disputes कम रहेंगे. Then accurate BOQs. Of course this is very important part. There is a 5 to 10% difference is permissible or allowable, but it's more than that, it will be create chaos. Okay. To help the prepare correct and defensible BOQ, fair payment. Fair payment means is for the BOQ. If it is BOQ is correct, so payment should be uh, paid to that particular contractor in correct way. Okay. So this is fair payment. And then easy verification. If you measure that particular thing and you uses the guidelines of IS 1200 that give you easier to check and audit purpose. So this is the importance of IS 1200 for the billing engineer. So important definition is the measurement. Measurement it is the finding the quantity of work completed using standard units like meter, meter square, meter cube, kg, running meter. BOQ, bill of quantity, list of work item with quantity, unit rate and amount. So this is BOQ. Okay, BOQ means list of work item with quantity, unit, rate and amount. This is called as BOQ. Measurement. Measurement means you finding the quantities of the work completed. Okay, using unit, meter, meter square, meter cube, kg and running meter. Third part is quantity takeoff. Quantity takeoff is extracting quantities from drawing and converting them into measurable work item. Then subtracting quantities of opening voids, excluded portion when the rules required. So that is very, very important when you calculating the quantity. For example, for plastering work, for brick work, some kind of deduction required. If you proper deduction, it is not apply at that calculation, quantity will be quantity will be
Very.
erroneous, right? So that is very
Yeah.
important part. So deduction rule is very, very crucial and important. So another part is that general rules of measurement. So general rules of measurement is the for the measure the finished item of the work, right dimension in order, length, breadth, thickness, or height. For example, you should mention first dimension as a length, not a width. You should define what is the length, what is the width, and what is height or what is thickness. You should maintain that particular uniformity across all the quantities. Then measure each item under correct prescription. Use correct unit for each item. Do not mix different type of work. Measure similar work under different conditions separately. Record quantity clearly and neatly. So this is the basic rule while you calculating the BOQs. Standard unit of measurements, it's earthwork is a meter cube. Okay. Then concrete, it is a meter cube. Brickwork, it is a meter cube. Then plaster, it is a meter square. Painting, it is a meter square. Formwork, it is a meter square. Steel, kg or metric ton. Pipe, running meter. And doors and window, it is counted in numbers. Okay. So this is the standard unit of measurement. Then accuracy of the measurement. Accuracy of the measurement should be, if it is in case of the length, it is nearest to 0.01 meter. Area nearest to zero point 0.1 meter square. And volume, it is same 0.01 meter cube. Okay. So this level of accuracy enough for billing and estimation while keeping site calculation practical. Got it? So this is very
Yes.
important. Accuracy of the measurement is also predominant while calculating the BOQ and that particular cross verification. Okay, so first our quantity or activity of that particular construction work, it is earthwork measurement. So it includes excavation, filling, disposal of soil measured in cubic meter. Excavation for foundation, excavation for trenches, filling after foundation work, disposal of surplus earth is specified, and then volume formula. What is the formula for earthwork measurement is volume is equal to length into breadth into depth. So example is that a trench is 2 meter long, 1 meter wide, and 1.5 meter deep. So what is the quantity? Quantity is 2 into 1 into 1.5. It is a 3 cubic meter. It looks simple, right? So it is a basic thing is that this calculation looks simple. But when you consider your DSR or product specification, you need to calculate the quantity with respect to lift wise because our site conditions are not uniform. When you excavate the soil, the strata is different at different level. For example, in initial or first layer of the soil, it will be soft soil. Okay. So there is the laborious effort or equipment required. It is a very less amount. But there is a excavation at below lift one. There is some kind of boulders are there, rocky kind of the strata is there. So we need laborious effort more than that. Okay, what required in lift one. So rate applicable for that particular effort equipment is different. So we need to calculate every excavation quantity in lift wise. Got it my point? Okay.
Yes.
So that is very important while you consider earthwork measurement. It is looks like a very easy, but when you consider product specification, geotechnical report, and everything, that will be very lengthy process that will be draw while we calculating the BOQ for earthwork. Then second part is that concrete measurement. It is also important. In concrete measurement, it includes PCC and RCC work combinedly. Okay, and it is measured in cubic meter. So what's included in that particular measurement? PCC in foundation. Okay, the grade of PCC should be considered properly as per project specification. If grade of the specification or mixed design will be changed, quantity should be calculated separately as per specification. Then RCC in footing, it is also same applicable. If the mixed design is changed, quantity should be calculated separately. RCC in column, beams and slab, and RCC in lintels and stairs. Why it is bifurcating this? Because the mixed design for footing, mixed design for lintels, sometimes they lesser mixed design, lesser strength concrete, they use for the secondary structures, for lintel and the stair beams and light structures. Got it? Then another
Yes,
thing
sir.
is that brickwork measurement. What is a brickwork measurement? It includes wall, partition, masonry measured in cubic meter. So brickwork masonry, it is like same thing. It is includes foundation masonry, superstructure wall, partition wall. Deduction may apply for door and window opening. So brickwork measurement, you should consider whole wall, okay, but deduction should be compliance with opening size. Otherwise, it will be hamper your quantity and actual measurement. So you should consider every opening and everything accurate. Then plaster and painting measurement. Plastering painting measurement, both surface item measured in square meters, not volume. Okay, so because this item is surface, we are painting and plastering, which is applying on surface. It is not volumetric quantity. It is a aerial quantity in meter square. It is measured in meter square. So what is the formula for that? Is area length into height. The wall is 12-meter long, height is 3 meter. We should consider as a 36-meter cube. But plaster is surface atom, so area is used instead of volume. But when we consider for openings and everything, so there is a rules for that. How much quantity we need to consider, which is mentioned in IS 1200. We need to apply that particular deduction for opening, windows, ceilings, doors, windows, and other surfaces. So that will be applied for plaster and painting. Formwork measurement. Formwork measurement, it is a slab soffit, then beam sides and soffits, then column sides, wall and staircase shuttering. What is the meaning of soffit? Soffit is a bottom part when we consider as a slab soffit. Then beam sides and soffits. Beam sides and bottom part of the beam, it is called soffit. Column sides, four sides, one, two, three, four. This is a column sides. Wall and staircase shuttering. So this is comes under formwork measurement. So opening below is a specified threshold may not be deducted. Then erection, support, removal, cleaning are usually included, and special finish may be measured separately. Sometimes we need to apply the special finishes to the formwork. We need to consider that a special finish as a quantity to take a consideration in BOQ, and it is measured in meter square. Steel reinforcement measurement. Steel reinforcement measurement is that there is a consisting lot of consist of main bars, distribution bars, stirrups, lap, bends, hook, and anchorage. This is comes under steel reinforcement measurement. So reinforcement steel is measured in kilograms and metric ton. Okay. So steel quantity usually taken from the structural drawing and BBS, bar bending schedule. So that means you need to consider this main bar, distribution bar, strip, stirrup, and laps and bends, hooks and anchorage with respect to IS code provisions. Okay, so it is in IS 1200, it will give you the units of measurement. But detailing of that particular reinforcement, it should be comes with structural detailing, for the seismic, for the ductile detailing. For that reason, we need to give or we need to refer structural drawing, structural inputs for that particular calculation purpose. Okay, so there is a lot many things while considering the steel reinforcement measurement. It is structural drawing, ductile purpose, and seismic purpose. So there is a dense reinforcement is also there, light reinforcement is also there. So we need to calculate accordingly. And what is the unit of the steel reinforcement measurement is kg or metric ton. Methods of measurement in buildings. We have discussed this is a center line method and long wall short wall method. So center line method we have used for there is the length center line of the walls then suitable for wall thicknesses uniform in throughout. And long wall short wall method calculates long wall short wall separately useful for building plans and several junctions. When uh, this kind of methods when it is useful when structure is load bearing. Okay, if you are considering the frame structure, so we have calculated that particular quantity with respect to count of the foundation. Okay, so there is the superstructure substructure with respect to foundation number. So this is the methods of measurement. Deduction in measurement: door opening, window opening, pipe hole, it is considered for the that particular center line and long wall short wall method in load bearing structures. Work example. For example, RCC column. RCC column given is by the 300 by 300. Height is 3 meter. 8 columns are there. So quantity it is 0.27 meter cube per column, which is for one column. And the how many columns are there? 8 columns. So it will be the 2.16 meter cube. Wall plaster, length 12 meter, height 3 meter. So it is a wall plaster. Excavation, it is a 2.5 meter, length 1.2 meter, and depth is 1 meter. So it is a 3 meter cube. So this is the working example based on. It is a look simple, but when we consider the project is huge or in 1 lakh square feet, 1,000 square feet, 50,000 square feet, multi-story building, high-rise building. So this quantum is use you multiple activities, multiple item work. You should calculate with respect to every item-wise quantity. In excavation, there is a lift-wise calculation. In RCC, PCC, there mixed design is there. So we need to calculate with respect to everything. Then common student mistakes. So what mistake students do? Okay. So what mistake students do? Generally measure they are using wrong unit. So that's why you should learn units of measurement before learning any kind of course. The units is very important. Then forgetting deductions. Of course, while you calculating everything and you forgot the deduction or deduction rule, you are not applying properly, then it will be the mistake. Mixing area and volume, double counting at the wall junction, it is also mistake that will be the wrong quantity. Measuring steel as a volume instead of weight, it is also mistake because every transition, every commercial transition between for the steel, it is in kg or metric ton. Ignoring form of quality or quantity. So that is very important. Form of quantity is very, very important and crucial and is major part of the cost. Okay, so this is the method or this is the guidebook for you for the billing, for the quantity estimation. As a civil engineer, you should follow this practice. Okay, so this is the activity we have performed last week as well. I have given these assignments, and you should complete that particular thing with manual way. Otherwise, if you are using AI for the calculation and you can't compare the result with your manual calculation, then you can't validate your result with respect to correct output. So first thing you should follow the methods for the manual calculation only. If it is not calculating the manual calculation, followed with the manual calculation, so you can't validate the result which is calculated by AI. Got my point? It is very basic thing, and we are not giving a complex example. We given only two basic example, and then we can calculate it for the array buildings and G plus 5, G plus 11, G plus 20.